This thing on, we good, we live. We good, we live, we rocking. Thumbs up from Pat, which means we are live. Okay, welcome back. Feels like I haven't spoken to you people in quite some time.
It's been a week.
I was kind of off you niggas last week, though.
We had a good podcast last week, I thought.
Yeah, it was cool. I thought we did well. I didn't want to see you niggas. That was a long week last week for me.
You've been kind of media man for the past 2 weeks.
Too much. I need to relax.
Yeah, see what happens when you actually like work?
Too much work. I don't see how you niggas do it.
It's nice to see a rapper step into the real world and see what the regular folk have to do to survive.
I ain't gonna lie. All that working days longer than 6 hours,
oh my God.
Traveling from place to place. I wasn't even driving and I was mad. Hold on, let me intro this fucking podcast. What episode is this?
100-something.
We're not in 10 anything. We are in the tens. We're not in 110. This should be like 120, 119.
It's a holiday, man.
All right, so anyway, it's the Joe Budden Holiday Edition podcast. Even though by the time you're hearing this, it is no longer a podcast. It should be episode 119 or 20, but we've been fucking the episode number up for quite some time, so y'all should be used to it. Roy,
119.
What exactly? See?
I told you.
I'd be right more than I'd be wrong.
Debatable.
Episode 119 of the Joe Budden Podcast. I'm your host, Joe Budden. Across from me is Rory Lanes. To his right is Chris, actually. And to his left is nobody. Maul is not here.
Where is Maul?
I don't know. Maul's in L.A.
Okay.
I know that because you texted me a few days ago and said, hey, is Maul in L.A.? And I said, let me hit him. Maul just comes and goes as he pleases. Pause.
Who goes to L.A. for 4th of July?
Now, I kind of knew Maul wouldn't be here for a plethora of reasons. One, with free agency, in the league just running rampant, I figured Maul would be out there trying to get the latest update.
He's just traveling from office to office.
Maul is the biggest Chris Paul fan in the world, so I'm sure he's just traveling the Houston Rocket rumors and Melo to the Rocket rumors.
How quick do you think Chris Paul will get sick of James Harden?
I got them niggas fighting before All-Star break.
James Harden proved that he could be a point guard. I didn't see the point of why Chris Paul.
Because James Harden was winded and exhausted by the last game of the playoff series, which they got ousted, the conference final.
Yeah, but I just don't know if a point guard is the one that's going to take that.
You need help if you're building to beat the Warriors, which everybody should be.
Yeah.
Then you need help. James Harden can't beat the Warriors.
Of course. Well, I don't think anyone can beat the Warriors, even with all these switches.
Melo, Chris Paul, Harden, that Capella kid, and everybody, and along with Eric Gordon and whoever else they got. I could see it. And I didn't want to start this talking about sports anyway, but Maul is out there chasing the latest in free agency, that number one. Number two, I knew with the release of Hov's album, we wouldn't be seeing Maul.
I was with Maul. I went to the listening session at 4040.
Wait, y'all went to that?
We did, yeah.
Y'all niggas are... Well, Maul's got an excuse.
Well,
Maul's got an excuse. You, on the other hand, what a fucking hype beast.
Yeah, I know.
Were you in that crowd that I saw pictures of?
No.
Yes, you were.
Me and Maul had our own little table area.
Oh my God, it's even worse. It's worse. That's disgusting.
Vern was there. Who else was there?
Don't snitch now and try to make it cool.
No, I'm trying to take the advice of my friends. Lo and Kaz say that I should go out more because I'm very antisocial and I don't do the industry events anymore because I hate them.
You cannot.
So I said, if I'm gonna start this, I'm gonna take your advice. I'm gonna start with Jay-Z. I could handle a Jay-Z listening, but the moment the shit hits midnight, right? Everyone has their Tidal accounts. I can see that the fucking album is out, and Elliott Wilson can't get the fucking speakers to work. It's like 12:15. I'm like, all right, fam, I'm out of here. They play Kill Jay-Z.
Elliott Wilson is in the story now, too.
I think he was hosting.
I'm telling you that this
he was
story...
the one who invited me.
Well, see, he's got a reason now, too. He works for Tidal.
Yeah.
Elliott, you can't work for Tidal and not be able to get the speakers to work.
So the speakers eventually do work, and it's the most muffled shit ever, and I just abruptly leave and get in an Uber and listen to it in the Uber, in traffic in the Lincoln Tunnel.
Chris, I can't believe... I'm going to be talking to Chris a lot, our camera guy, because Maul's not here, and Chris is intriguing. Rory's that guy. Don't try to start a serious story where I'm intrigued in the story. No, I'm going to get these jokes off. You went to 4040 on to hear the release
Of the greatest
of
rapper of all
Ho's
time.
album with Elliot Wilson manning the aux cord.
I did, yeah.
You were in that fucking nasty, messy picture I saw.
Which was the picture? I was in the tuck.
No.
We had our own little table. We were ordering food. I wasn't on, the steps at 4040 where that's where the show
Have
was.
some self-respect.
Where did you listen to the album?
Home, niggas. Where the fuck? Where Rory is that guy? Like, I'm the same person. I want to hear the album at home.
Well, I wanted to celebrate the greatest rapper of all time
4040.
putting out an album.
Okay.
444, 4040. There's a lot of fours.
Mall is Rockefeller, kinda.
But Rockefeller was all in LA. There was
So-
really nobody at the shit.
Mall would be the first person to put the link in our group chat.
Did he?
Yes.
I was gonna
Now,
blame
mind
Ice.
you, people, in our group chat, the only two people to really post the links are Ice and Rory. If you're listening, music feds, wondering who's out there posting links, it's still Ice. And don't think he stopped that whole folder shit. He's still bootlegging music and Rory, right? So when Maul is
Talk
the
about a
first,
snitch.
when Maul is the first person to drop the link in the
Who's
group chat,
sitting next to me.
Maul
when he
had
drops
that.
it.
Maul had that link for a while.
That's what I replied in the chat. Like, oh, Maul's had this for 10 minutes. I said, Maul's had this for a week.
A week. Maul might have been there with Guru and them niggas. One of them weeks we ain't do a podcast. Maul be having a whole lot of Hove and a whole lot of party next door he think we don't know about.
Word.
And I will say, music people that are listening, since now we know music people listen to this podcast, he doesn't share it. He doesn't share it.
No.
He doesn't give it up.
He'll tell us, yo, party got some shit coming. Won't play it.
Yeah, it won't play it, won't send you a link, won't nothing.
We'll just tell you that some great shit is coming.
Party been kicking ass, by the way, but that's
Yeah.
like my 7th topic that I want to talk about.
Well, let's stay at 440.
Wait, let's not get to 4-4. You rushing my shit now. Ain't but too much to talk about. I want to commend you and I. I want to commend you and I for being here right now.
Yeah, I was a little upset. It's nice out.
I wanted to cancel.
I know you wanted to cancel.
I ain't gonna lie. I woke up this morning. See, that's why I don't like committing to plans. Because we committed to this a few days ago.
Yeah, but when I committed, I had a lead for something that would have been great. And then once that didn't happen, I kind of wanted to.
I could have told you that wasn't going to turn around that fast. Rory's got a kick-ass interview planned that
It's going to happen.
Everybody's pretty excited about.
I just thought maybe it could work.
No, not that fast. Niggas like that.
This has been through January.
No, it's real now.
I know.
All of that
But
is
when
the
when he had emailed me and said, yo, this is why I wasn't trying to play you, now you see why. I was like, well, obviously.
No, that means now I'm just going to play you a little less, but you understand. Because he's playing me too. I mean, he's hitting me back. He has hit me back at least.
Is he in Jersey or is he still in LA?
No, he's back. He's just chilling.
He listens to the show. He told me he never missed an episode. So he's listening to us banter about
that's
how
my-
upset we are.
Well, no, I'm not upset. I didn't think he was coming this episode.
Listen, man.
I'll be upset if the whole month of July passes and you just.
Yeah.
I won't be upset then.
But he's one of the nicest people in
Yeah, I don't have
hip-hop,
entitlement
so
issues, and
it's
he's
fine.
great. He's awesome. But so Rory's got some real kick-ass shit planned. But it's the 4th of July and we're here.
We are. But then again,
and I
what were we
dead
going to
ass-
do?
My
we're just gonna
entire
grill.
family is grilling at my house in my absence.
But that's why we came early.
Like it's
the
one
food
of-
will be ready by the time we get there.
Nah, it was prepped since last night. I think it's kind of ready. My pop, it's one of those things. My little brothers, nieces, nephews, cousins, and shit. It's like one of those. And I'm here recording because the pressure of not releasing a podcast and you guys tearing our mentions up for
Word.
1 week, we have succumbed to it.
Luckily, we're not sensitive. Our fans are kind of fucking mean. Well,
So-
to me at least.
You'll be able to be mean to us face to face the 21st of this month, July 21st. We are at Highline Ballroom for a live podcast, and we've got some tricks up our sleeves for the people that are in attendance. You'll only be able to hear this content there. By the way, we are not releasing the audio because it's too much of a headache.
Yeah.
That's really just the most honest reason. Now,
Well, I mean, they killed us for our SOBs one anyways. The audio wasn't great anyways, and it was just, yeah. But South by, I loved how we did the fan interaction shit and didn't put it out and just recapped it.
just come. It's good to kick it with you niggas. Now, 444, 444. Whatever. I don't even know how you say it. I don't.
I'm going to go with 444. Considering it was the time, I would say 4:44. I wouldn't say 4. If you asked me the time, I wouldn't say it's 4:44. So let's go with 4:44.
And it is the time sign in there.
Well, he said that record, he woke up
yeah,
at
he woke
4:44.
up. I read all of the stories. I read out here milking it out here. I woke up in a cold panic and sweat. Immediately grabbed my invisible pen because you know I'm Hove. I still never wrote anything down.
We're going to talk about that too, by the way.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about
Hove, just stop it, man.
the syllable use and flow on Marcy Me. There's no fucking way in hell anyone is just writing that in their head and re-saying it.
I've never believed Hove.
There's verses I can see that he could do, like, but Marcy Me, like, that's pen to paper.
Hey,
that's too good at rapping.
Hey, I'm joking right now. I'm kidding around because I do believe that Jay is capable enough to not have ever written anything down. But and the joke is much funnier. So Jay, we don't believe you. You're definitely waking up and writing.
I think he wrote down Reasonable Doubt. I think he wrote down American Gangster. I think he wrote down this album.
Some of that shit is too amazing.
Black Album, I think there's the flow was on there. I think he could have wrote that in his head. But this shit, no. He's rapping. He's like really rapping on this shit.
People have been asking me to rank this album somewhere in his discography. I think it's a bit too soon for that.
It is.
I don't think I'm able to do that 72 hours after release. I'm still digesting. I'm still picking up, new things as I continue to listen. This is a very layered album. It's very sophisticated. A lot to consume, a lot to digest. So before we even get into that, I'll give Rory like 3% credit, only 3% credit, because as soon as it was introduced that No ID had anything to do with this project, I think a lot of people who know No ID could assume that this is the type of project we're going to get. But Rory stepped out on the ledge and said it maybe a month?
Something like that.
Somewhere around there before this album dropped. So let's take a moment and give Rory his credit.
I think Trey could give me 20 minutes of hits. That's my congratulations.
Wait, hold on.
That's your intro.
All right.
This is the intro for you to get some credit.
It's a nice holiday podcast.
And I want to just...
You and I are friends again.
Yeah.
This is what's going to happen?
Yeah, so listen, it's important that you get credit. I never get credit when I start guessing shit, so I want to be able to give credit.
No, this podcast guesses a lot of shit.
I know, and we don't get credit for anything.
Well, no, it was the same thing, because for the backstory, I had said that this will be the most personal Jay-Z album ever. We will get a look into Jay's actual personal life. Vulnerability, not song cry personal, because he was still the man at the end of the song. But I didn't think there was anything left. Like with Lemonade, Beyonce had did the pop star shit. She had did the I'm a Sexual Being album. All that was left was personal life. And Hove has literally done everything. And when you're at stardom like that, you kind of have to just checklist what have I not done yet. I.e., that's why we get shitty fucking double discs from some of our favorite rappers. Not Jay, I'm saying, but
I will not
you just
allow
go off the checklist of the things you haven't done when you're that fucking great. And personal life is something we've never gotten from Hove. And he's old enough in a space to do it where it's okay. Because he's a family man.
All of that would have been applicable during the Magna Carta album as well, and we still got that album.
I don't know if he was ready for that at that time. Because he was still very much business Hove. And of course, I do think the Lemonade album, I know people will say, oh, it's just a marketing thing. I still think that triggered a lot of putting this personal shit out. I don't know if we're getting 444 without Lemonade. I don't think Jay has to admit anything.
The song or the album?
The song.
Okay.
Because while Vulnerability and Hove's personal life was... he could come out and just say it.
And say
there
what?
was always rumors that type of behavior was going on after the elevator
There
shit.
have been rumors with Hove and women for the duration of Hove's career.
I know. That's why I'm saying you can still get that song, but...
None that he's ever chosen to really give a fuck about or acknowledge either, by the way.
Well, Hove's whole career has been great because he doesn't have to acknowledge little shit like that.
So this is a tad bit different, and it's so personal that I kind of even feel weird even talking about it.
Well, yeah.
But, okay, so you were saying, all right, so you don't know if we get a 444 without Lemonade. I'm inclined to agree.
Yeah. And I think within that, I think 444 sparked off that personal shit, which you then get the Kill Jay-Z. I think he gets in the vulnerable mode of his mother and her sexuality. Like, I think that was the catalyst to spark, like, all right, let me just go in this direction and get everything off my fucking chest.
Wait, what's going on? Are you giving your full album analysis?
No, I'm
song by
just the
song?
direction of where things were going. Because that's just half the theme, though. Because you could still get the Financial Freedom album. He touched on that a little bit with Magna Carta. But, I mean, the second half of Jay-Z being vulnerable is, hey, guys, let's own our shit. So those are the two main themes to me.
Okay, I want to be on record. Well, I'm on record already, but I'll say it again. I hated that Magna Carta album. It just wasn't a great album.
I mean, I've been on record saying that Timbaland as a hip hop producer isn't my favorite, so I'm not big on Timbo from just hip hop. I love his pop and R&B. I think it's phenomenal.
I don't even know if I have Magna Carta on my computer.
I do. It's got some joints.
I maybe just have no. That's what I'm saying. No, I just have the songs that I like from that album, which is not very many.
I think what came from that album was the Samsung deal. Like, a lot of things, to get Hove to do something, there has to be another incentive other than music. Even though I think with this one, the incentive was music. Magna Carta was, let me do this Samsung deal. Let me push forward with my own company, Roc Nation, because that was a step forward for hip hop.
He's still doing all of that here too.
I know, but I think the incentive with just having no ID, just having these samples, and it wasn't overly produced. It was produced perfect, in my opinion. Like, Magna Carta might have been a little overly produced. It was focused a lot.
Magna Carta was doing too much.
That's what I'm saying.
It was a lot. I don't know if it was.
I think the incentive for this was just to talk. I got a lot to say.
Okay, so let's start there. I didn't, after maybe my 8th listen, I stopped even feeling like he was rapping at all.
No, I felt like it was like a battle rap, but without a battle. He just talking to me.
He was just kicking it. He was just talking, right? And, I have so many different takes about this album, so I'm going to forget some of them, I'm sure. But, at first, part of why this is so beautiful, and this is I don't know if this is a hot take or if this is a northeast type of thing, but for a long time, I think in the late 90s era, in New York anyway, Hove, Big, really Rockefeller and Bad Boy, there's a large group of people in New York that deemed that era of hip-hop responsible for Black Girl Lost by Nas, for a lot of the stereotypical ways that our people think today. New Slaves, Kanye, All Falls Down, Kanye. When we heard Hove and Puff and Big and Mace and everybody saying, TVs in the headrest, bottles of this, just the imagery. And I don't want to dwell too much on that because this may be a little known thing. But to hear Jay go from that Hove and bookmark his career with this Hove, where you're correcting so many of the false fucking ideas that you put out.
Yeah. But again, hip hop being so young, we never saw hip hop age. We never seen a rapper age the way Hove, we have our KRSs, but not actively.
No
the way
one
Hove
has
is.
aged as gracefully as Hove. Which is why at 47, 48 years old, we still want to hear an entire Hove album. I can't name any of his peers in that age group that remains true for.
Yeah.
Who?
Well, no, I said on Twitter that Hove is the greatest and it's not even close. I can't think of anyone of it being close. And I'm not just talking about rapping, rappity rap. Like Eminem,
Period.
of course, will. If you print out the lyrics, it's the greatest shit ever.
Nobody will ever outnumber Eminem.
But as far as the discography and everything that he's done at this age,
everything it's beyond music is, I think, the point with Hove. The example that he has set in business, in family even.
yeah,
Like he said, quite a few examples. So it hit me on that level, right? 1. 2, it was like a fucking reminder. What a slap in the face reminder to, I get tired of sitting on that Complex fucking show and saying, it's just not for me. 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 Every fucking album and shit that comes out, which I understand why people label me a hater, because if you just say it's not for me to everything, well, nigga, what's for you?
Well, it was funny because I think a lot of things you've been getting killed for on Everyday Struggle this past 6 months was on that Hove album. But here's the thing. Hove is very good at wording things like the nose ring shit with Pac. Like, all right, old guys, Pac still had a nose ring too, so let's give these kids a little bit of a break. But he also was the one that said, take the money off your fucking ear. We don't call that money over here. That's still saying y'all are acting like fucking idiots, but it's saying it in a way that you're not berating or screaming at somebody. So
my delivery leaves much to be desired.
But you're passionate, so that's where that comes from.
But you know what? I want to get into my genius at some point on this podcast, and I'm not starting it there, even though you're correct and I agree with you. I'm starting it at Idols. And I'm talking about that later, but let's stick to Homeboy. Fucking, so what was so it was a stark reminder, right, of the hip hop that I enjoy. The hip hop that I love. So often as we age, you said it earlier, as we age in hip hop, we've all seen it with our older uncle or older cousin or older somebody where they come and they complain about the current hip hop. We normally age out of hip hop. We grow out of hip hop. So to hear a nigga rap such mature content immediately brings me to, I've said, all right, he has made his Common Sense album that he always wanted to make.
Because he got to that point where he
made
can.
it. He can. He don't care. There's nothing more to accomplish. Brings me back to a talk I had with M, which will remain between M and I. But it was a loaded question where I said, I was just thinking, as MCs and rappers, we all aspire to reach the top. So when you look around at the top and you see all that comes with, do you have what it takes? Do you still want to be there?
Having it all means having it all.
Really look at Hove's career and M's career, and I use them two because Puff's career, but I'm sticking to artists here, really put a microscope to Hove's career and M's career, and now ask yourself, would you do it? Could you do it? You know how many times M has almost killed himself?
Yeah. And
do you know that fucking anger management tour? Go talk to some people who were a part of the anger management tour.
And I mean, we've always, with Hove too, because M has always been personal. We know how M is feeling. Typically, every album that comes out, we know what type of headspace Eminem is in and what is going on in his life. Hove, on the other hand, is always, just because he's such a business-minded person, has always put himself in a great perception of what's going on in his life and what he's doing. When you start your shit out with Kill Jay-Z and run through all the problems, the top isn't as squeaky clean as it's always looked.
I want to get through the sequencing of that album because that's the other thing that really hit me. Kill Jay-Z. All right, so let's do it. Even though I had another point that I was making when we started talking about what. Oh, okay, no. So back to me understanding why people call me angry and bitter. Let me tell you something. Very early in the game, I realized I did not have anything that it takes. I wanted no parts of all that it takes to be at the top, and it takes a lot. That's why most of these niggas are fucking self-medicating to deal with it. It's not an easy process.
Which, quick side note, the top ain't it, by the way. You can be happy and have a great life. And a more comfortable life. The top may, for the way some people's personalities are, the top, or what we deem as the top, may be way worse than a comfortable life of doing what I want to do and making a good income.
I think fans should stop attempting to ridicule artists success based on what they see.
Yeah.
That should stop being a thing. I know it ruins a lot of jokes, and jokes are funny. We gotta stop doing that. There's too many niggas that are doing great. It's so much money in music. What's his name? Fucking, not what's his name. Let me not even be stupid, but my memory is bad. Daz Dillinger of Dog Pound fame. Was that Daz that did that? Daz just posted a picture a few weeks ago of his royalty check. Mm-hmm. It was a lot.
Wait, Death Row got royalty?
Daz has royalties. And I'm pretty sure it was Daz, if my memory's not failing me like it normally does. But he posted just a piece of it. I think it was from 2 songs off of the Doggy Style album. Mm-hmm. And still to this day, he was getting six figures. Yeah. Now, today, for added perspective, I still get a pretty penny from Pump It Up. Just so you know what publishing does for people. We're talking about 15 years later.
Yeah, but hip-hop comes from a competitive crabs in the bucket mentality, as everything within that culture is. So they don't see it that way. They see it if you're not number one, you're not.
Just shut up, fans. You don't know shit about shit. But anyway, so now, kill Jay-Z. That struck me immediately because that's therapy talk. Mm-hmm. Oh, and wait, let me, before I get into this, say that, and here's a mushy little whack moment. I felt like the second that, and Rory has some good taste in music, as many of you that listen to this podcast already know. I think when I realized that about Rory was when we bonded, and Rory says a lot of stupid shit. He says a lot of completely wrong, fuckhead, young nigga, Henny Palooza, stupid. He should be way more mature than some of the shit that he says. But
you can just compliment people. You don't have to like double back and shit on them to then
it's a fact. It's a fact. You just say stupid shit.
So do you.
But
you say some dumb shit, man.
I do say dumb shit. I want to get a good percentile here. What's the percentage that I say dumb shit? Everybody here, tell me. Come on. Dumb.
That you say dumb
yeah.
shit? You got a good 30% dumb shit sometimes.
No, I was thinking 15, 20.
Are you 30?
15, 20. You, on the other hand, what's your percentage?
Of dumb shit, I say?
Yeah.
Define dumb shit.
Come on, see, once you got to do that, your percentage is pretty high.
I want to know dumb.
Once you got to start getting...
I say a lot of shit just to say to spark conversation. But because you're one of the few people that I really love to debate with.
That counts,
So
though.
sometimes I say some shit to get your mind moving so we can debate.
If you're just fishing for debate, no. Yeah, and I'm not talking about podcast shit. You just say dumb shit. But one of the brighter things you said, we had a moment of bonding over the third verse of You Must Love Me, right? And then I went on to say on my fucking Complex show, and we've said here that I think Hov is underrated as a lyricist.
Mm-hmm. His wordplay, I don't think there are very many that match it.
That's confusing for people that aren't savvy, I know. That how is Hov underrated in anything? But as a lyricist, he is. So Rory and I having a conversation about the third verse of You Must Love Me, and just like anybody with common sense who heard that verse, you wanted to hear that Hov album. Yeah. You wanted to hear the album that Hov was as introspective as that. I put Mama Loves Me there as well.
I put Lost Ones there.
Lost.
Super personal.
He's got a few scattered there.
Song Cry, love it, but it's still the ego.
Yeah, no.
I'm still the man. I'm not going to cry.
Yes. Jay's been the man his whole career.
Yeah.
And also his whole career, he has always taken whatever niggas thought was cool and fresh and shitted on it. Mm. This time he's even shitting on the things that he himself once big-upped.
Yeah.
This is a different guy. So we're starting at Kill Jay-Z. That's therapy talk. Destroy and rebuild. All that exists, knock it down. All that you believe, forget about it. Start from scratch. Empty canvas. That's very difficult to do in therapy. I know because I've been in a lot of therapy. This sounds like Hov has been in some type of therapy somewhere. I don't know
think
if
he had
it
a
was
line. No, he had a line about his therapist in
on the album.
Smile, was it? I could don't
He
quote
did
me.
say therapist
Yeah.
somewhere. You're correct. He also had a lot of lines. That whole this spiritual shit really works.
To hum into a lot of shit. But Hov has always been.
This is different.
Well, I'm saying he's always dabbled in religion in and out of his music. He's always kept it at bay because
This
he's
is
a
different.
smart person, and if
Yeah.
you go super left with religion, you're gonna lose a lot of fans.
He was very revealing on here. So, kill Jay-Z. That was telling because all right, you're starting there. That's immaculate. Let's get into that a little bit. So now there's the report of Kim Kardashian is angry. Kanye is angry.
God forbid.
Kanye's lawyer has sent paperwork to Tidal to say, you have breached our contract because we did not get paid. Blase, blase, blase. A whole bunch of legal shit going on. It's playing out ugly.
I'm actually happy it's happening because I think maybe Hov's the only one that could get through to Kanye. And I think Hov comes from a school where I did all this for you. You don't publicly bash me. Kanye is an artist. He works on impulse. He works on whatever he's feeling at the moment. Hov obviously has always thought before he speaks. So I think it was time for him. I can't believe I just did all that for you and now you on stage. One, talking I got killers, which is always some weird shit. And then just dissing me on stage. Not gonna just let that go.
Now we rewind back to all of those incidents where we get to speculate a little bit. Back then, if we find the podcast and once we do hire an intern, that is going to be that person's sole fucking job to go back and find where we fucking predict all of this fucking fuck shit, right? So when all of that shit was happening, it was very telling then that Kanye was going on rant saying you can only buy this on Tidal. He was a Tidal spokesperson. He was going in the LA club saying Tidal, Tidal, Tidal. Everything was Tidal, 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 Tidal. And he was finishing shows. And then then he was bigging up Drake. And there was that 2-week period where they were releasing a joint project. That was weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just giving you the timeline.
Tweeting that, I mean, of course, we know Kanye never keeps his mind the same. But tweeting, I'm only putting my shit on Tidal, that's it forever. And then a week later, it's on Apple Music. It's like, all right, fam. You're kind of playing, because now, how Jay introduced Tidal was it was for the artists, it was for us. We were controlling it. And Kanye being a big staple there and someone who I put on wouldn't be where he was today without me. Not to take away from Kanye's talent. Stop playing with my new company. You making us look nuts. Publicly. We supposed to be like family, and you're making me look nuts. You going from one streaming service to the next, fucking with people that clearly I don't like, and then you get on stage and say some shit.
And this
Fuck your
and this
artistry.
is coming off of the drama with that Drake record
Yeah, where he
with
put the two
whole
bars.
verse. Yeah. So I'm just contextualizing how I interpret all of this, right? So then somewhere in that rant, Kanye was saying there's enough money for everybody, Apple and Tidal.
Mm-hmm.
And that told us a lot. See, if you're savvy and you kind of understand and you're just paying attention, the music business will tell you everything that their smoke and mirrors are attempting to hide. Some niggas, they just can't hold it. Kanye can't hold it.
No. But and I think Jay has always known that, and he said that. But I think he always thought in the back of his mind, Kanye's not that stupid to try to embarrass me.
Now wait. Let me give some more background here for those that don't know. Jay wanted nothing to do with Kanye way back. So I mean, let's not forget that. Jay wasn't signing Kanye. He wasn't keeping Kanye. He wasn't championing Kanye.
All right, and people always say that shit, but it's like they weren't friends at the time.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Like he just
there's nothing wrong.
And also, I want to again, people know I'm a Kanye, huge Kanye fan. I know when he says I played them Jesus Walks and they want to sign me. Go back and listen to the demo of Jesus Walks. It wasn't good.
All right,
It wasn't the same song.
pause for 2 seconds. Remember this conversation so I don't forget. So I'm in a Jersey club in 2002. No,
I wasn't there.
I want to say 2001. I'm in a Jersey club. Elvia, shout out to Elvia, First Lady L. She had booked this event.
Friend of the show.
I was performing there.
That would be great to
I
get on
was
here one time.
already running late for this performance. Only Focus was out, but Focus had me on Super Fire in New Jersey. Mm-hmm. So I get there, and they're telling me I already only have 10 minutes to perform, and that wasn't the type of artist that I was. I wasn't rocking with that. So I'm rushing to the stage so this packed house could fucking see me. And then Elvia comes, and she says, yo, Kanye is here. He said he's got some songs, and he wants to go on and rock before you. Mm-hmm. I said, Kanye the producer? She said, yeah. I said, no.
Naturally.
It was a packed house. And they were telling me that I had 10 minutes to perform. And Kanye is there looking like that Kanye with the old polos buttoned to the top, Louis Vuitton backpack. It was that. But what I'm telling you, my point in saying this is what eventually broke him and made him a megastar, it wasn't so believable for everybody when he was coming up to you and saying, hey, I have songs that I'm rapping on.
And his approach was always like, I don't know if you heard the Ross story. They was on some video shoot, and Ross wasn't even Ross yet. Kanye was just like, let me executive produce your whole album.
No, I didn't hear this. Yo, fam. You know what? Just go ahead. Just close the door. Just close the door, man. It's fine. Jesus, man.
But he would approach people with these psychotic things, and typically people that are that nuts don't have the talent to back it. Kanye eventually had the talent to back it, but running into people that are already on and saying those things is going to rub you the wrong way. Like, get this person away from me. So that's why when people say, oh, I'm rocking with Hov, Hov wasn't even really the one that should have been. He was on his own. He was at the top of his career. Dame should have, as he did, was in the office and could focus on those things. So when people was like, Hov played Kanye, no.
I'm not going to say that. Yeah, no.
I don't think he did.
That's not the point of me bringing it up. But what I'm saying is, I mean, are we seeing the origin of this relationship just play out publicly now, finally?
Yeah.
There's been the rumors of they don't fuck with the Kardashians. Mm-hmm. I mean, depending on how deep we want to delve into this, there's a lot of context.
And I can't, of course, we can't speculate on exactly what their friendship is. But if you look at Jay-Z, he's been surrounded by the same people he grew up with, sold drugs with. He's had that same tight crew forever. Even through a breakup of his company with Dame, he stayed with his very close-knit friends who all, from what I know, are very level-headed people. Mm-hmm. Kanye is an erratic fucking person who didn't grow up with him. Mm-hmm. So granted, they could have spent mad time together. There's still something missing there where they're two totally different people. And the older you get, you tend to just stay around people that behave and think similar to you. And how Jay-Z and Beyonce protect their brand, the complete opposite, still successful, but complete opposite is Kanye and Kim Kardashian.
Yes.
So
yeah,
there will be some split.
And then there were the reports. I mean, I hate to just keep dumping reports on top of reports here, but then there were the rumors of Kanye felt the way that Hov did not attend his wedding.
Oh, did he not? I didn't look at the recap of the TV show. Hov wasn't there, right?
I didn't look at it either, but I mean, that was the report.
Oh, I thought Hov did. Oh, yeah, that's a little odd. That's definitely a little odd. I mean, when you're making a spectacle and it's on TV, Hov is not the one that's running to a reality TV show.
Fam, I'm not going to be mad if one of you niggas don't come to my wedding. I'll be mad if I had to pay for the reception plate and then one of you niggas didn't show up. Because then that's a little different. But if y'all ain't coming, then y'all just ain't coming. I've never been that guy.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Right?
I'm cool.
Am I? Yeah. I'm just not.
But we're talking about Kanye West.
Yeah, so I can see it. I can see it. I'm just saying there's a lot in this relationship. More will be revealed, I guess. So then we get into the story of OJ. Wow,
I'm not done with Kill Jay-Z.
Oh, let's hear more.
The unsituation. Now
He spilled it all.
we all know that happened.
Most of us know. Most of us
But
know.
it was interesting to me because Hove has always held that in the rapper sense that, yeah, I'm a rapper, but I'll still do this street shit, which is the mentality of rap music in the past however many fucking years. Him pulling back and saying your excuse was he was talking too reckless, let your ego go over your right shoulder. Hove is saying that shit was corny, which was also interesting to see someone who has been the guy that says, I'm a rapper, but I'm a real street dude. I just happen to rap. Saying, finding that some of his street behavior was probably not the best idea and it was just some ego shit and it wasn't him even being a tough guy.
Well, in therapy, they teach you get over yourself. Get over you. That is the first thing you have to do. So the fact that he made it a point, like you said here, to point out how he had the ego is just everywhere, all over his fucking career, and all of this shit everywhere. And now because of that, he's able to see it, see that manifest in others as well. You know, I say all the time, and I only go back to me because I've been in therapy my whole fucking life, but I say all the time that, you know, if you attend therapy enough, it's gonna really fuck you up because you're just gonna start to assess everything really fucking therapeutic. It's gonna change the way you assess, the way you interpret, the way you digest shit. So this whole song, Jay is known for amazing intros.
Yeah,
And here we are again.
the you egged Solange on, known all along, you could have just said you was wrong. That was funny to me because, and you as well. We know Hove is a very witty person. So I'm picturing when that argument's happening, Hove is doing what you do and what I do a lot in arguments is be condescending, pretend like you don't give a shit about what they're saying.
Yeah.
And I think Hove's wittiness finally ran its course and really fucked up what was going on.
I love Solange.
It's
And I just think that's not said enough. Solange and her fucking Afrocentric ass husband and family and everything.
Oh, yeah,
I love it.
I like that they live in New Orleans. I like the whole thing.
Yeah. If my baby wasn't Spanish, I would try to emulate that. I got to do like the Spanish version of Powerful Black and El Salvadorian. Send us all types of shit.
You saw the tweet of the picture of Hove and Solange coming out the fucking elevator, and it was like three amazing albums came out of one elevator incident.
100%. They bodied the year. That one elevator. So I also told my mom, all right, wait, time out from assessing Hove's album. Rory's been trying to be extra mature since the release of the album.
Course.
He came to my house talking about he's mending things with his family. He's fucking doing all types of responsible mature shit. I'm like, yo, who is this guy anyway? What else happened funny? Oh, I also told my mom that I'm not ready to be that generation of person in the family. You know, like Hove is facing us with all this lineage,
Yeah.
generational shit. So you kind of just got to come to reality with all this shit. I don't know if I'm ready for that, man.
Where are you in your lineage? Who's the youngest under you?
Jimmy
obviously?
Rose, my little sister, because Pop just can't fucking, Pop is crazy, man. But, yeah, that would be the youngest. She's 2. And my grandparents are no longer. God bless their souls. Be my mom. From my sister to
and
my...
then you don't need to say her age, obviously.
Yeah, I would never. My mom, I don't even know how old my mom is. I mean, if you're being 100% honest. Hi, Mom. She keeps it a secret from everybody that should know.
I mean, yeah, from that shit.
I'd never understand it. My mom is your parents are just parents, man. She gonna diva her way.
Well, shit, if you got a 2-year-old there, you a couple steps up in that lineage. You're not really the middle.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if I'm ready for all of that. Honestly. Hove's album was too much of a reality check for shit. So he goes from Kill Jay-Z to the story of OJ, which, again, a lot of layers here. So you start this with, I'm not black, I'm OJ. And of course, Sin turns around immediately and says, did this nigga really say that? I said, which nigga? She said, OJ.
Yeah.
I said, yeah. That was a big thing. Mm-hmm. So that's how I came in with the song. Before the song, I had to bring the song back. Because, yeah, OJ said that shit and meant that shit. So now I bring the song back. He continues to tell us how stupid we all are and how stupid y'all all sound, how stupid he has sounded in his career. Guess what? You're still a nigga. You're still a nigga. All of you. Me too. He starts there and he just starts bugging.
But another thing we don't see from Hove, because he said these things before about our business not being up to par with his, but he ended it with saying, I could have bought a place in Dumbo for $2 million. Now it's $25 million. How do I feel, Dumbo? So it's a lot of responsibility too of where my probably priorities have been within business.
Boy, did that hit me because, I had to console my mom. I had to console my mom and talk her off the ledge a few years ago because, in her and us trying to purchase her place, we've purchased property, but now trying to purchase her place, she was beating herself up over what it cost in 93, 94 yep. versus what it costs now. I'm sure it's a lot of people in Brooklyn that relate. I'm sure it's a lot of people in Edgewater, Jersey City that relate.
City's in New Brooklyn.
There's a few places, I'm in Hoboken, there's a few places that, niggas is waking up and beating themselves the fuck up because they didn't buy sooner.
Yeah, but it's even back to the OJ shit. It's the Jews have had that capital for so long. They could, when they see that, they could quickly buy it up in Jersey City. And while some disenfranchised people didn't have, they had to rent. I only can come up with $1,200 a month. I can't come up with a mortgage.
Well, it's all in the planning. And again, right before this album came out, I don't know how I ended up talking. This album smacked me in the face on so many different levels. Right before this album came out, I was talking, it was me, Sin, and Trey, and I was saying, I forgot what we was talking about, but I was saying it's the planning. My son lacks planning, and I will not allow it because in so many black households, that's where the Koreans have us beat, that's where the whites have us beat. Very early on, the infrastructure is different. So they're teaching you about the importance of credit. They're teaching you about the importance of purchasing. They're teaching you, the priority list is a bit different. Mm-hmm. It was refreshing to hear this from a rap album.
Yeah, especially from someone that's made things so cool for so long.
Wow.
Let's make not taking advances cool.
Hey, this is how we can stop being niggers. That was powerful. Right, coming right off of Therapy Time, Kill Jay-Z. You smacking me around, Hove. You giving it to me. Pause. Then you get into Smile. Pause, if applicable for all of this. Smile is right back to therapy still. Therapy teaches you, be proud of all that has occurred. There's a reason it occurred. You're the product of it all. Embrace it. All that you were ashamed of, it cannot be used as a weapon against you, your truths, if you own it. So he starts this Smile shit with his mother's fucking secrets. So, what? Wait, what? Are you kidding me here? I'm just telling y'all how the album was hitting me. I don't know how other people was listening to it.
And we really only know so much about Gloria Carter. He's kind of kept that at bay as well. I mean, obviously December 4th we had her
He's
voice
been
on there.
private forever.
Like, to move, the first real thing we're hearing about his mother is this.
That's what I'm saying. So really, actually, fuck all of that. Let's put that to the side for a second because that's not the first thing that hit me. The first thing that hit me was we go from the story of OJ and you fucking right, No ID and Jay-Z. The first thing I want to hear after that is Stevie Wonder. Let's start there. Stevie Wonder. Come on, man. No idea is different, dog. No idea. Don't y'all think for 1 second that the sequencing and every sound in this motherfucker was not well thought out and planned. Yeah. I want to hear Stevie Wonder there.
And I think I have to go back at the article. If 444 was one of the first records recorded, No ID knowing what Hov was about to say on this, let me just put the easy samples and the drum kicks that he can talk on. Let me not overproduce, because No ID can overproduce, and I mean that in a good way. His from R&B to hip hop, I think him letting this just go back and have the lower production was better.
I don't know if he so much overproduces in hip hop. R&B,
That's
I
what
hear
he
it
is.
a lot.
And I don't mean bad overproducing when I'm speaking about No ID. But like DOA wasn't overly produced. It was actually just some great drums and a great horn.
So there's an interview rolling around that No ID did. If you search for it, if you're interested in this type of these type of things, like I am, where he's saying how inspired he was, and he's talking about the culmination of this project, and he starts talking about a Quincy Jones quote that inspired him, that he was just baffled by, and he said they asked Quincy Jones, what does he think about the state of music? Young people, if you don't know the genius that Quincy Jones is, then just pause the podcast and
He's
Google it.
the greatest producer of all time.
Yeah. So they asked Quincy Jones about what he thinks of the climate of music, and his response was 4-bar loops.
Mm-hmm.
And No ID started saying how that just blew him away, so he wanted to be greater, and that was really the theme across the whole album was, I want to be greater. I want to inspire Hov to be greater. Before I read this interview, if you ever met No ID, though, then it don't take but about 5 minutes around No ID to get No ID. No ID, much like me, comes off quick. He comes off very quick, very fast. He's normally one of the smarter people in the room, if not the smartest. Very unique, very blunt. Pushes the fucking envelope. He's very left. So, when I tweeted that, before I read any of this shit, when I tweeted, I could just hear, just in the content, I could imagine the conversations between No ID and Jay-Z and Guru and Lenny, whoever the fuck was in the studio. I could just imagine it.
Absolutely.
It sounds like it. It sounds like it.
To quickly stay on No ID, I was happy just because I'm a huge No ID fan. We know how great No ID is, but when you start bringing up the greatest producer conversations, you always get in your Pharrells, your Timbos, your Swizzy, Kanye, Pete Rock, Premier. No ID's usually left off that shit. And I think this was his project that puts him in that conversation for casual fans.
Again,
I think this gives his just, he could never do this album ever, and he'd still, to me, be one of the greatest producers. But this, I think, finally, that was that one moment that he got that was like, all right, I have this for the casual fan to put me in that conversation. Because Jay-Z Jay-Z did an album just with one producer. That in itself is weird.
That's different. He's never done that. And I get that that's the trend, and it's been the trend lately, but
not when you have access to literally every producer in the world and they're begging to work with you.
But again, Sin was asking me to explain the different, she was asking me to explain to her what a producer is supposed to do versus what a producer does. And she was saying, I was speaking to No ID's genius, and she was asking me why more people don't speak his name that way. I said, you can't, because you can't buy a No ID beat.
Yeah.
That's why.
Well, he's an executive producer at the end of the day before he is a producer.
But he's so immaculate that you cannot go to him for one beat.
No, that's what I'm saying.
When you go to him, it usually is for bulk. He's not even wasting his time with you. Like, that's the type of nigga he is. So, but man, is he different.
Even when he was towards the peak of his career after the big Kanye Rico sign and them getting back together, he went and did Cocaine 80s. Like, he does shit he wants to do. It's not...
Yeah. Cocaine 80s, I would love to hear more music from if No ID is listening.
Yeah.
No ID might be listening. That's the type of nigga he is.
It would be great if he was.
I'd love to hear more from Cocaine 80s. No ID also is and I didn't fact check this, so I don't know the correct titling, but he's the boss at Capitol now too.
Yeah,
the president. He is the president at Capitol. That made me pretty proud that somebody at Capitol knows music. There's somebody over there.
He was at Def Jam when he caught Def Jam at the wrong time.
Yeah,
it was
transition.
It was a mess over
Def
there.
Jam has been a mess for the last however many years.
So I don't
by
think
the
he
way.
could rock the way we wanted to rock over there. But I still think he did well with good music and everything around that. But yeah, I'm happy he's out of there. Frank Ocean record. My least favorite on here. Not a skip to me, but my least favorite. What do you think of it?
Love it. Love it again. Did not love it on first listen because I had to hear what was happening. I had to consume it. The bop confused me with the content at first.
Yeah. It just threw me off.
Once I knew what was happening, I loved it. I love it when it comes on. I love the change of pace.
I'm gonna give it some more. But off the first 10, I was like, all right, that's the one that I might skip.
And then we get to the crux of the album. We get to the meat and the potatoes. We get to the title track. I mean,
Shit.
do we even have to say anything here? Honestly. Really. What
This
the
one-
fuck?
You
What
and I were
was
having
up
this
with him?
conversation to intro into this. You look at Hove as a peer.
Yes.
I'm 27. Hove to me is Superman. Like, he's not human to me. Kendrick, Cole, Drake, those to me are peers. We're around the same age, same walk of life. Hove, he's fucking Superman to me. So to see him become Clark Kent was weird. Like, I know we're talking about the human shit, but this is beyond his vulnerability. To see, that's like watching your dad cry for the first time. That's how deep I'll take how my generation was raised on Hove and how we look at him. To see him do this is unreal. And I'm happy it happened this late though, because I don't know how I would have rocked with it when I was 17.
I don't know if your generation was raised off Hove. I think you might be the exception
What do you?
and not the rule.
Come on, what are you talking about? Yeah, of course.
I'm not rolling. Who else is in your generation? Low key? How old is Low?
Low is more your age than mine.
Don't try to just attach yourself to the cool generation. You might be the wave right after Hove.
But that same era, the era that you came in was the era that my generation really started to get into music. Everyone.
Blueprint is 01. You still miss some good critical Hove.
I mean, Black Album was probably the peak of when my generation was like, I live and die with this shit.
I think there are few in your generation that are like you that really just get it. Like there's a few niggas that understand Mike and his greatness. A lot of these niggas missed it. But still, same shit. It's not the fucking. I agree. But your point.
But no, yeah, just to see someone that you literally look at as a superhero was really fucking
I've never seen my
odd.
dad cry. That was the point that I was trying to make.
Well,
I just forgot it. Yeah, I've never seen my dad cry. I've never thought about that. But my dad's never hit me either.
Oh, well, you pussy, so.
Yeah, yeah, whatever.
You probably would have called the cops.
That's kind of dope. That my dad's never hit me. I don't know if I could hit my kid either. That would hurt. I get it. I get dads that don't hit their sons.
But hit their daughters?
No, well, your daughter, and this is what I hear. I don't know because I don't have a daughter, but your daughter should revere you a bit more than your son. Your son at some point is going to want to fight you and think he could take you. Your daughter is going to be the one to take care of you while you are on your way out of here. Your son is going to be in the park. Your son is going to be doing whatever he's doing. That's where the term daddy's little girl comes from. So, yeah, I want to get taken care of on my way out. I don't want some little fucking... No?
It's funny. Well, right back.
Shouldn't we be thinking about this stuff with Hove's album dropping?
Yeah. He said in the first...
God damn it!
The first bar, it took for my child being born to see through a woman's eyes. So right back, full circle.
So he comes on with how much of a womanizer he's been, how he needed a daughter born, how, wow, what if your daughter doesn't look at you like Superman anymore and she finds out that Santa Claus is fake? And you read online, because the reality is that kids can read online now.
Yeah.
You know, my kid was reading online when Saigon was calling them all types of faggots. Like, kids can read.
Yeah.
They can see these
And if they're
things.
not their friends are definitely coming to them. with it.
Yeah, 100%. I had to step to every time I do some fucking wild shit and it blows up online, I gotta call my kid and say, all right, what's the temperature? You good over there? They're not giving you no Migos pressure over there in school. Our kids are affected.
Word.
We at that age. Well,
Damn, poor Trey. Drake, Migos,
man.
Yachty, like all the people I imagine all his friends love.
Yeah, but my kid is like me, so he hates everybody and he don't want
Well,
to talk.
I know I've listened
don't-
to music with Trey. I know what type of music he listens to, and it's
don't-
not that. But
I don't care what you niggas is talking about. He's great. Yeah, there's nothing really to say about 444. For him to tie it together again, what we kind of were speculating at with the elevator incident with Lemonade, like the Carters bodied the infidelity game. I mean, I hate to say it that way, but the Carters are like our fucking Kennedys.
yeah,
And the Carters, I mean, Beyonce came out and gave you all of the women shit, all of the women struggle. And
but also went the other way, the forgiving route. Because Lemonade in itself wasn't too. I mean, there's been albums where women forgive their man, but not in the sense in the story that it was told. And being Beyonce and the person she's referring to is Jay-Z.
I am finished with women crying about cheating, man. It's over, ladies. All of the women that stay and stick around win. They win. Beyonce stayed. She stayed through it. She won. Kobe's wife cried for a few months. That big ass ring helped. I'm sorry, Sam. What do you want me to do?
Gabrielle
She stayed.
Union.
Gabby. Oh my God, Gabby and Dwayne Wade are goals.
Lala is holding out to make it look a little bit better, but
Lala is doing reports on Bravo, updating us about her husband's trade status. She's saying, "Oh, he might leave. It's real, y'all. He might go to Houston." Like, ladies, all of that whole crying. But wait, so now this, if we want to really tackle a much bigger topic here, whatever, Sam. I don't care. Honestly, let's tackle the bigger issue here. The bigger issue here, and I say this all the time, is what are you willing to tolerate in your relationship? Like, if you run at the first fucking sign of trouble, then, I mean, what the fuck is it worth? Now, I'm not saying to have a baby on the side like D-Wade did. And D-Wade is really a great individual. But shit, I was talking to my girl about that too. Let's pretend a nigga goes and he has a baby on the side, but he checks off every other fucking all your checkpoints. He checks them all off. Now you got to think about going out in the field. Yeah, starting from scratchy.
yeah.
Hey, this is real shit. Women
And-
stay out of convenience sometimes. Let's talk about it. Hov's album is making me want to be therapeutic.
And on top of that, women have a type and the type of men that they like. They're going to move on to someone that
Man.
probably has similar qualities to that.
Hey, if you don't stay with your man and just hope that he ain't really gonna be so active in the kid's life. I can tell you something. Hey,
Listen.
that nigga, hey, that girl D Wade had that baby with, she was shining for all of 2 days before they fucking relationship goal pictured us out of. They got rid of that.
The slaycation came. with
Oh
them.
yeah, they was bodying that shit. Ladies, I don't want to hear about that cheating shit no more. Honestly,
Oh man.
for real, I don't. And I'm
No,
not saying
baby
that.
on the side is bad. But even in the song when he says, "I never wanted another woman to know something about you that you didn't know,"
Sting.
that's
Yep, Sting. I'm at
that's-
that point of maturity.
that's when you confine emotionally within somebody. Now you've cheated. You've really cheated.
Oh man, Hove. Hove. First of all, what are you gonna fucking go pillow talk with the side chick about what's going on with Beyonce?
That's where you got to step back and say, I'm cheating.
I'm at that point
Because men can be men and move the fuck on and run through. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying what it is. A man can do that. But the moment you start treating her a certain way, confiding to her,
that is what scares
you're
me.
now over that line.
That's what scares me about cheating. At some point in your 30s, you manage to have a heart and conscience. And you're like, listen, man, chicks can't know nothing that my girl don't know.
You know what this reminded me of, which I hope sees the light of day? That Royce verse from the Slaughterhouse album.
Oh, what a verse. one of the better
I'm actually
verses.
kind of mad. I hope people, if it does come out, don't think Royce biting off Hove.
Royce is
Because
out
Royce
here.
did that shit mad long ago.
Royce is out here kicking ass. Stop playing footsies with me under the table.
Fucker.
Royce is out here kicking ass with Bar Exam 4, and yes, that verse is amazing. One of the more amazing Royce verses, if that's even like a real statement.
Yeah.
And I'd love to hear it as well. But all right, so let me finish running through. Oh my God! All right, Family Feud.
I think my favorite on the album. Right now, it's between Family Feud or Marcy Me. Because I don't even count the title track and Kill Jay-Z. Those are in their own category.
Family Feud is different. The beat is different. The content is different.
I wanted to ask the guest that we could have had, so I'll just ask you. Is that a sample when Hove is rapping? Is that a sample and then Beyonce made her pitch similar to the sample for the hook? Or did they sample Beyonce?
I think they sampled Beyonce.
But when he's rapping, it sounds too crisp. It sounds like a sample cut. It doesn't sound like the warm feeling it is on the hook. I think Beyonce may have matched her pitch to that sample.
Yeah, but when they drop the beat out and they kind of play with her background vocals, and then the sample, or what we think is the sample, comes back in, it's exactly the same. That's why I say that. I mean, and I don't know. So when we have
Just
our
nerd
guest, we could ask. But I'd like to know that Beyonce bodied the fuck out of this.
She sounds fucking angelic on that shit.
No ID bodied the fuck out of this. Hove killed this.
Addressed it again. He addressed everything he said on 444 onto Family Feud, the next one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of like a reoccurring theme here and there throughout this album. But wait, let's go back to the story of OJ really quickly. Do we care about Future putting the picture to his ear, the money to his ear on Snapchat?
No, but I think it's sad because
there's a disconnect. We don't call that money over here. That's the story of OJ.
No, I'm saying I think he did that because of not the Future
the
shot.
bar.
It was just the wordplay.
In the future, other niggas playing football with your son.
It was for Hove saying, I don't want the future of my mistakes with my wife.
Yeah, I don't think that was a diss.
It was just good wordplay.
Yeah, Future got to chill.
So, but with that, I think it just made Future look stupid because you kind of missed the entire point of what Hove was saying. And somebody who we've all just seen what he's going through with his contract and the money he owes back, and he's rushing these things so he can pay off other people. And Hove is saying, hey, let's stop taking advances and stop letting labels take advantage of us.
Oh, man.
And then Future, knowing all that and all the great things that Hove is trying to teach, then goes, you ain't got the juice, and puts money up to his ear.
Y'all niggas.
And it was like, I don't know if I'm diving too deep into it, but I just thought like, all right, Future, you missed the entire point of what the fuck he was trying to teach y'all.
Y'all niggas still taking advances, huh? Me and my niggas taking real chances, huh? He killed you niggas on there. He really killed you niggas. Hey, and if we're going back real quick to get back to Kill Jay-Z, that whole stanza, that 4-bar stanza where he ended with 13 bottles of Ace of Spades, did the Boston. I forgot what he said right before. He was killing that shit.
Never go Eric Benet.
The Eric Benet part was so dope. Let me tell you why that was dope. Because, and this is again just why Hove is better than everybody. When in rap, it's about, when you're an MC, it's about how you can get your point off. What are you saying? How are you saying it? Right? So when he says, they almost went every day, let the baddest girl in the world get away. So when he says, nigga, I don't even know what else to say, the fact that the next bar literally sounds like, even if you try to rap along, you'll miss it if you don't do that exact cadence, like he sounds like he don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
I would like to know how many takes it took to get that bar to sound like that. Nigga, I don't even know what else to say. Nigga, never go Eric Benet. Yeah, that's not a natural. No, it's not natural.
That's why I was saying that the syllable use on this album is
different. It's different.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, he can't.
Everything on this album is why he is greater than the rest of us On this album, the way that he rhymed words that didn't rhyme, that's another reason that M is better than everybody too. They rhyme words that don't really rhyme perfectly fine.
Or they'll rhyme like the second syllable on each bar, like shit that shouldn't even grammatically make sense.
When you listen to Hove and M, listen to where they're breathing at. It's different. It's all different. Everything about how they do it is fucking different, from the smallest things to the fucking biggest things. All right, so anyway, back to Family Feud. Family Feud is arguably my favorite track on this album as well. Bam, I get it.
That Ciroc line too, which I encourage. I'd be damned if I drink some Belvedere while Puff has Ciroc.
Yeah, applause. Where's my applause button? Yeah, round of applause. That was great.
And you know why? Also, back to mature Jay-Z. We've watched Hove and Puff not diss each other, but we've watched them fight for that #1 Forbes spot every single year. It just goes back and forth to them. To then say in that competition, I'm supporting his business and putting money in his pocket. That's our mentality. It shouldn't be who's fighting for who #1.
No more Belvedere that you guys have heard me support for so many years on every song. Cases of Belvedere, they were present. So again, to hear this, this is maturity all over this shit. There's so much perspective on this album, and I guess that's why it hit me so hard, because when was the last time we heard a rap album with so much perspective? I have to respect it when an artist like Jay-Z comes out, because Jay-Z is much more traveled than us. Yes. He's spoken to way many more people. He's been around people way smarter. So I don't take it for granted when those eyes start to reveal what they have learned from behind those doors that we're not privy to.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. You were saying Bam, the Damian Marley joint.
Love it.
Yeah, Hove needed one. Through all this, he still needed one of those. Let me rock out. Even though he's still talking on it. But
I 100% think Hove heard my fucking finger wave bar at some point, and then just bodied an entire verse on different hairstyles, which was pretty hard how he did it, considering a lot of MCs have probably had that idea and just didn't do it that great.
Yeah.
He bodied that.
I saw a very funny tweet, because it wouldn't be this podcast if we didn't talk about Drake. Someone said Jay-Z put a real Jamaican on a track instead of pretending to be one.
Yeah, I saw that little tweet going around.
I laughed.
You guys got a good kick out of that, huh? Listen, I don't want to break down, well, shit, it ain't but so many songs left.
Moonlight, back to similar content on Story of OJ. Yeah, I mean, just the hook. I love the Lauryn Hill sample. But just the chorus in itself, we stuck in La La Land, even when we win, we gonna lose.
Yeah. Marcy Me, I think, will go down as one of the more important records of his career.
You said Marcy Me or Moonlight?
Marcy Me.
Marcy Me, Me. This shit has been on repeat. It's hip hop. It's literally, if I were trying to explain hip hop to somebody, I might play them that record.
I'm still going Juicy.
Of course, but
I'm still going Juicy. If I have to explain hip-hop to somebody, I'm going Juicy still.
There's just the beat, the cadence. Again, I'm repeating myself. There's no way he didn't not write this shit down. I don't think I've heard him use syllable use the way he has on this shit, too. I felt like every word rhymed.
Who's ready for a hot take? Who wants a hot take? Who's ready for a hot take here? Hey, you know what? Let me tell you how phony I am, too. I am so phony because, some of us didn't know that. I'm so phony. A few years ago, I was killing niggas for having this type of hot take. And they ended up being correct. But was that 2012 or 13? One of them years where halfway through the year, I think it was Low Key or somebody saying that this was one of the better years for hip hop. And I fucking killed them on this podcast for saying such a blasphemous statement. Turns out they were correct when you look back retroactively. Now, phony man, here I am. January, February, March, April, May, June, July. We are just hit 7 months past the year. And I'm going to go out there and say it. This year is boding pretty well. It's kind of crazy. Think of all the albums that have been released. Let's do it. Rick Ross, Kendrick, Hove, Drake. I've got Royce. I've got Big Boy. I've got,
which I still need to listen to.
There's a lot that's going on.
Big Sean, Joey Badass had a great album.
Yes, Big Sean, Joey Badass.
Khaled, Say What You Will About It.
No, that's included.
Migos Culture was a great album.
That's included.
Shit. Gold Link's album I like. I don't know if anyone else, that's not in the top tier as far as notoriety, but it was one of the better albums this year.
Outside of J. Cole.
Wale, Shine, phenomenal album.
That counts. That was a hard album.
Wasn't J. Cole last year?
Yeah, it was last year.
Yeah, it was.
But what I'm saying, outside of J. Cole.
Future put out 2 albums I liked.
Yep. It's been a fucking.
Your Friend Logic.
I'm not counting Logic. In my phenomenal year.
No, it has been good so far. Who is left to drop? It was an eventful first year as far as our
French is gonna drop.
Off a
I
huge
like French
single,
albums.
so that I can imagine with the steam of the single is gonna do well.
The Weeknd dropped. I count him hip hop.
The Weeknd was this year?
That was this year. That Starboy shit. No. Yep. Yes, it was. Starboy's.
Well, I like that album. So
a lot has dropped though, and a lot more is dropping.
I'm just trying to think.
It's been an eventful year in hip hop.
Who's left? Kanye, I feel like we'd know already if he was.
Kanye is definitely dropping this year.
You think because of this?
No, I think he was already working. They said he was in a mountain in
2 Chainz.
Iowa somewhere. 2 Chainz dropped. That's big. That's important.
Yeah, we'll see here. T Grizzly, I actually liked his album.
T Grizzly's album came out?
Mm-hmm. It was good too. Lil Yachty, I didn't listen, but people seem to like it.
I don't know. I don't know, bro.
Yeah, that's all I got here.
I'm just saying, so far, a pretty good fucking year in hip hop. I mean, this whole album, I needed. You know, I'll end my analysis with I needed it. Me, where I am, I needed this from a hip hop album. I needed to hear an MC in this space. I needed this sound.
Do we think with all the great things that were said as far as financial ownership, do you think there'll be a shift in anything with the younger rappers?
Yes.
Will they take heed to this?
I don't really care so much about the younger rappers. I'm not boxing his message in that way. He was talking to everybody.
Well, it's more important if we're going to start the narrative of that to shift everything. It's going to start with the younger ones.
All these rappers are idiots. I don't care about what these rappers are
And that's
doing.
why I commend Chance so much, because he's living what Hov was just talking about.
Yeah, Chance is, listen, Pac said he ain't got to change the world. All he got to do is inspire the mind. It does. I'd 100% think this album will inspire somebody out there to just think differently, live differently. Hov has been impactful throughout his entire career. Everything he's said, he's been a trendsetter in his career. Everything he said, niggas have either rocked with it. He damn near killed auto-tune, man.
Almost.
He tried. These young niggas, they love auto-tune too much.
Yeah, it might have been the only thing he didn't kill.
Do we want to hear another Hov album after this?
That was going to be my next point. It was so good. I'm comfortable this ending. This is a good end to the story. Magna Carta wasn't to me. Kingdom Come wasn't to me.
Oh my God. Yikes. Yeah, no.
And I would have said the Black Album would have been perfect, but Jay-Z's entirely too good to end his career then.
I would like him to make an album when he has more to say.
Of course.
I don't think there's anything more to say now. Not after this album. This was it.
I don't think he'll stop. I think we'll get a few Jay-Z verses, maybe one a year.
Yeah, I want my whole verse still.
Well,
all right.
You
so
gotta come out of
let's get back
retirement
to me for a second. No, I'm retired and I'm having a blast in retirement. But what I find here is, which is funny because everybody's calling me fucking a loser still.
Well, you are.
Yeah, that hasn't changed. But what I find is a lot of people hit me talking about I should be dropping an album now that Hov's album came out for some reason. Hov's album came out with similar content as I have been preaching and speaking on this podcast and on my different platforms, and now people want to hear Joe Budden now. If y'all don't suck my fucking dick, fuck all you niggas. You niggas got
Joe,
some fucking nerve. Y'all want to wait till I retire for me to have my most anticipated album that I am not working on? Fuck y'all. No. Nope. Sorry.
Listen, man, with all the attention that you're getting,
I don't give a fuck.
you keep saying that, but I know you and I know your artistry, and I know you're going to get the itch pause one day soon. I don't think it'll be this year. I think you'll get interest. You've been rapping for God knows how many years. It's still part of your fucking
I didn't know I could
Makeup.
I didn't know I could make more money just talking about the rappers. Somebody should have told me that ages ago. I'd have been stopped rapping. But what I will say is I definitely think Hove, well, I don't think, I know this. Well, we know this. But Hove really liked Idols, man.
Yeah, wait, did we say it on the podcast about the whole thing?
No.
Well, I'll leave that
I
to
don't
you.
think we did.
That's your business to tell, not mine.
Well, Hove heard Idols. But man, is it not spooky to listen to Idols and then hear the Hove album? I mean, is it just me? I can't be just me because I got a whole lot of text saying, fam. Yo, I don't know. All of these years when I be saying that Jay is more tuned in than people think, like because he's a huge megastar.
Hove be on the blogs.
I think Hove let everybody know on this album that he's very aware and tuned in and knows all the stupid fuck shit that all of us are doing.
Dropped the Al Sharpton line. That shit was 2 days ago before the album.
Al Sharpton needs to relax. What is he doing? Honestly. Somebody explain it to me.
Hey, getting these selfies off, man.
Come on, man. This nigga fucking... You gotta stop it. Yeah, but
trying to get these pictures off. Trying to get these likes.
I did appreciate that Hove put some fresh material on there. I like when I hear that a nigga's been in the studio like 4 days prior to me getting the project.
Nah. Hove is very in tuned into what is going on.
What is there for us to anticipate now that we have this project?
Yeah, that was my only thing. Now that we have it, fuck.
Darn it. Darn it. First the Fat Boys breakup.
Now Jay-Z grew up.
Yeah, man. This is fucking horrible. All right, so Hove's album dropped. We got it. We've dissected it. We love it. Do I think it probably will go down as a classic? I don't fucking know. But do I think it'll go down as
I think it will.
The most important project of his career? Yeah.
Most important?
Yep.
Well, I mean, you could just kill that whole point and say Reasonable Doubt was, because there would be no 444 without Reasonable Doubt. But
no, Reasonable Doubt is, and this is and we should have this debate when Maul gets here. I don't think Reasonable Doubt is first, second, or third in the most important Hove album.
Well, no, I'm just
debate.
saying it was the start. I think Blueprint or Black Album, because around that time was when we went from Jay-Z is a great rapper, one of the best in New York, to God MC J-Hope. Like he got looked at differently. He got to this status between Blueprint and Black Album. I'm
going with whatever volume that was. Was it 1 or 2? The one that sold all the records. That probably was the most important album of Hove's career.
Volume 1 kind of sold. 2 was the one that
I'm talking about the really. 1. Yeah, so that was 2. The one where, because, Reasonable Doubt came out, it didn't do well when it first came out. And then Volume 1 really didn't do well when it first came out.
Because, everyone was like, it's a bunch of leftover Biggie beats.
Yeah, but no, the DMX is around at that time, and the rumblings around at the time was, all right, is this nigga going to deliver one?
This is
the nigga y'all think is the next in line, so where's it at? Because we 2 albums in, and I don't see it. And boy, don't. Hey, take the bass line. Yeah. That changed that. That changed that one.
That was on 1, though.
Was it?
Yeah.
Well, then that's the one.
Yeah, Hard Knock Life.
I'm talking about that one then.
No. Why am I bugging? I don't know.
All right, now that I can't listen to Rory, let me go.
Volume 2 was Hard Knock Life, so Hard Knock Life, I would imagine, would have been on Hard Knock Life.
Thank you, Rory. So it's Volume 2, like we originally said. Mm-hmm. Good. You're confusing me with your fucking shenanigans. But yeah, as soon as we heard
that put him in line. The Blueprint and Black Album it separated him from everyone. Everyone that we used to say DMX, Nas, et cetera, et cetera. He
Listen,
just kept.
We're
he
just having our argument on what are the most important
Separated
Hove albums.
himself.
So you start at Reasonable Doubt. I start at Volume 2. Right? Then I go Blueprint before Reasonable Doubt. Do I need to explain that one too?
I'm just saying Reasonable Doubt because there would be no Jay-Z without
I know there's
him.
no right or wrong answer to this shit. I mean, I would like to hear from what the listeners think as well. Jay has so many phenomenal moments throughout his career and so many great albums that this is a good question, period. Now, I'm not asking best album, nor am I asking, I'm asking the importance.
Mm-hmm.
I think I go Volume 2, Blueprint, Black Album, Reasonable Doubt, 444.
Yeah.
I'm not ordering these, but
Yeah, no, just again, I get what you're saying with Volume 2 because it put him there. But I'm saying for what separated
Jay-Z might have got
everyone.
dropped without Volume 2.
Oh, I completely agree. But I just don't think, I think that put him as a phenomenal rapper. He became a different entity entering into the 2000s because of the Blueprint and the Black Album.
See?
He separates himself from everyone. He was just a great rapper at that point.
See, he did that for me on Reasonable Doubt. And that's why the music business is funny. On
Granted,
Reason-
I was 6 when Reasonable Doubt came out. But from what I've had a million debates with people of age, Joe, he was just a cool rapper from New York.
No. I don't know who said that. I would like to talk to them. No, when Reasonable Doubt came out, everybody knew, and the word was here's this superior MC from Brooklyn. He had that type of clout when Reasonable Doubt came out. And when Reasonable Doubt came out, it sounded like that.
People that really know hip hop, because it didn't sell like that.
I'm not talking about that. I'm only talking about his performance.
Well, of course, in retrospect,
Not,
now it's
not
one
the
of the
album's
greatest albums
performance.
ever.
I'm talking about back then. His performance on, like, really look at the songs that came out from that album. Ain't No Nigga, Brooklyn's Finest, Can't Knock the Hustle. Brooklyn's Finest, Big is the best rapper in the world at that point, and Brooklyn's Finest came out. We knew how Jay was being positioned as an MC. He was better than niggas then. So, nah, it wasn't like that. But you get to that crossroads for every nigga that's great like that, Big as well. I heard Puff talk about it in the Can't Stop, Won't Stop doc, where your skill needs to match your success now. Your skill has to turn into some shit. So while he was skilled that way, Reasonable Doubt, great, didn't sell it. All right, now what? Volume 1, oh, that's what you got? What was on Volume 1, Sunshine?
Sunshine was on there. He was in a shiny suit.
He was trying it. He was trying it. Hey, and some of my favorite Hove records ever is on that album that
where I'm from might be in my top 2.
Let me be clear. That was the album in Hove's discography that people slammed.
Yeah.
Volume 1. If you listen to some Hove interviews where he's talking about Sunshine that he hates or hated, The City Is Mine, he wasn't so big on. One of my favorite Hove records ever.
I Know What the Girls Like. He got killed
he got killed for that.
But you still have the intro, which is one of his best intros ever on Volume 1. You have Where I'm From.
Where I'm From is on there.
That, you can make a case as one of the best Jay-Z beats that he's ever rapped over.
That's a top 10 Jay-Z song.
You have You Must Love Me. I liked Who You With, but I know that not a lot of people did.
Who You With was released on a soundtrack prior to it being on the album.
Friend or Foe 98 was a cool follow-up. Streets is Watching is one of my favorites.
Streets is Watching was a classic, but I think it was a classic because of the classic it became, not when it was released. So I'm just saying I can understand how niggas at Def Jam was looking like, all right, dogs.
And then when the DVD came out, how shortly after?
I don't remember. My memory's not that good.
That was great too, though.
That was great.
Yeah, people don't talk about that much. They kind of leave that out of Hove's resume.
Of
how great that DVD was that they did on their own.
That was a great DVD. The tours. Hove gets credit for me for signing Clue to a deal. Like that was big. Clue and all that he was to take the risk of signing this big street DJ and saying produce some music now, put out an album from it. That was trend setting. Before there was a Khaled, Flex was putting out albums. So I mean,
Yeah.
we should
Shit's
really.
fun. It's speaking of DJ Clue, I just thought of the Breakfast Club and Dame's interview that he got killed for.
And I agreed with everything he
and
said.
all the people that are praising Hov for that exact same narrative. I mean, we have to know that Dame and Jay think alike because they did it independently together for so long. But back to the delivery. Everything you're saying on Everyday Struggle, yelling at rappers about owning their own shit and knowing what deal they're in.
Is there another Red Bull in there somewhere?
Probably not.
Damn it.
But yeah, just the messenger and how things come across.
Yeah, I'm taking credit for my fucking idols. Ain't got the reach to do it, so let me reach who could do it line, and then Jay fucking saying everything that I don't know how to say. Yeah. I don't care, man. I'm taking my credit. You gotta take
you
your
should.
shit.
I don't think Hov was like, all right, well, let me start the album now that Joe has put out Idols.
No, of course not. I'm being silly.
No, but
I'm being
I think,
silly.
well, yeah, I mean, he said, which we'll say off air more, but yes, he listened to Idols and enjoyed it.
I would like to hear more of this content from. I can't even say that outside of Kendrick. Who's really giving mature content in hip hop?
J. Cole. J. Cole certainly is.
Okay,
Mature.
that's one of those loaded
Like,
on the
there's
spot
the-
questions. We have to think because if we don't say a name, they're gonna think we're trying to be funny.
Absolutely.
With this nigga. So
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get niggas trapped on the 4th of July. So yeah, that's what I got for this whole album, man. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I can't wait till Maul gets back so I could hear about the creation of some of these songs because I know his bum ass was there probably. What else do I need to talk about? I feel like the whole album and Power has consumed all of my thoughts. So let me just talk to 50 real quick. Hey, 50, y'all might as well just start leaking the whole fucking season. We're way ahead of whatever y'all think is building suspense. We know there's a camera in the office. Oh, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert for you people that are not watching Power and have not seen it yet. This is the part where you should fast forward or do something different besides listening to me and Rory.
All right. You've walked away from your computer and headphones. I thought...
Is that enough time?
It was. Power, which I give a lot of credit for writing. It's a well-written show. Him putting the pistol in the desk, I'm like, you guys are come on. A club office doesn't have cameras.
They rushed through some of this. They rushed through that. I laughed for a long time at the idea of you're revisiting the cliffhanger of Ghost's son being with 50 kidnapped from last season, and you're telling me that we're just gonna fix that by saying, oh, tell them that you was asleep and somebody played a joke and now you're back with your family, healthy and fine.
Word.
That's how you
Even though 50's getting that little kid hooked on lean, which is going to end terribly.
This is lazy writing over there, but that's fine.
Homeboy that's in prison, old white dude.
Tommy's dad.
Absolutely. When he said, where were they raised at? And he started having that revelation. I was, oh, it's Tommy's pops.
Yeah, that's Tommy's dad, or if you've ever met Rory's dad.
Yeah, for real.
Depending on who you think it is. But yeah, that's Tommy's dad. I like him a lot. What do we think is gonna happen? Somehow Ghost, they're gonna fix Tommy's dad's wife's cancer.
Yeah.
Or something's gonna happen. We're gonna find out homeboy fucking killed Greg. He's probably gonna die.
Or his wife will die and he'll realize he doesn't need to live and do some immaculate thing to save Tommy and Ghost, and he'll die, but it won't matter because his wife is dead and something like that. That's where I'm at with how I think it's gonna end.
I wish they would just fast forward to like episode 7 by now. At this point, we figured out 1 through 5, 50 and Courtney. Also, I felt like with Ghost being in jail, and this was a passing thought. I'm not ready to marry this one. With Ghost being in jail, I felt his acting is very it's necessary sometimes to see. Without his presence, I felt like a couple of the scenes were rushed through. I felt Tasha and Tommy. I don't know if I want to see both of them on the screen for a long time without Ghost, but that passed because they eventually started showing Ghost a lot in jail.
Yeah.
And then I was cool.
Turtle got to get his shit together, man.
I like Proctor.
Losing. He's losing.
I like Proctor. Proctor will get it together, man. Power's going to be fine. I feel like we're going to be watching the season finale of Power in another month, and we're all going to be sad again until next July.
For real.
For real, that's fucked up. It's really nothing to look forward to anymore.
I do want to note for all those people that used to debate me, what's better, Power or Empire? That's all I'm going to say.
Wait.
That was a debate at one point.
Everybody relax.
That was a debate. What was a better show? And I used to laugh at people when they would say that.
Are you kidding me?
A lot of people. That was a big Twitter thing, too. At the height of Empire.
Twitter makes everything a thing for like a week at least. Yeah, Empire's first week. I remember that's when I was saying, these shows aren't similar. Why do people keep comparing the two?
One is a soap opera and one is a real TV show.
I think that came from when Empire was having all that success and 50 shit was bubbling still kind of underground. They had to attack the similar way that Empire was being promoted to look like Power a little bit. I get that. But whatever. I knew Empire wouldn't last. There's another show, Scandal. All them fucking shows just came and went.
Yeah. Well, Scandal had a good run, I think.
They did have a good run, but I mean.
Oh, well.
Oh, wait, so Lorenz Tate is coming up. He's going to be instrumental in getting Ghost out of prison, probably. He's the mayor, I think Maul said.
I think Maul said he was the lawyer at one point. This was when we knew nothing. Because we were saying that he was gonna be the new Ghost, and then someone was like, "Nah, I think he's the lawyer."
Maul be wrong a lot, but he's wrong from a right idea.
I guess that makes sense.
He be in the right ballpark of things. Like, he's in the right ballpark. Paul George probably does want to be a Laker, but no, Maul. Paul George and Melo and Chris Paul are not going to be Lakers next year, like you heard in the locker room at a Wizards game. Maul be taking the most raw locker room thoughts and just trying to will them to fruition. Sorry, Maul. Another year of trash Laker shit. I can't even say it anymore. My Knicks are trash. That's all I got. Power and Hove's album. Did anything else happen important? Fourth of July weekend came and went. I put burgers on the grill. I mean, nothing. New York is trash, so ain't nothing popping.
Yeah. I go to 4040 Club.
You've been out and about.
I have.
You've been at La Marina.
No.
Fucking guy, Rory.
I was not at La
Marina. The
Marina.
only white guy still at La Marina.
Fam, we were at La Marina last summer. And it's midsummer now. Don't get too froggy. Like, this is the Hove album out, so you mature now. You're not doing that.
If I was there, I wasn't happy about being there. I wasn't enjoying myself.
Yes, the fuck you was. I wasn't enjoying myself.
Please.
You and Michael Paul were standing on tables, not even couches.
No, please, never at La Marina will I stand on the table. Fuck
joking.
that. I don't think there's anything else fun. I'm just waiting to see where Carmelo Anthony lands. I hope it's not for Ryan Anderson in the 3 years, $54 million, 4 years he has on his contract. And
yeah, I just want Melo to get a ring. That's all.
He'll get one if he's going to Cleveland or the Warriors or Houston, wherever you go. Everybody going to the Warriors now. Swaggy P, I want a chance to go to the Warriors. I bet you fucking do, Nick. Hey, Pat, where we at with time? I thought we did pretty good considering we didn't want to be here in the first place talking to you niggas.
Look at that.
Hour and what?
40.
Wow.
Good for us.
See, Maul's not as important as he be thinking he is.
Maul
I really enjoyed this podcast. Now Maul be acting like he came on and just bodied our shit. Now we just the best podcast. Nigga, we can hold it down without you, nigga. Don't, you know what I mean? Don't get froggy out there. Damn, an hour 40? I felt like we just been talking an hour. I thought we were stretching the content here. Yeah, we ill, man.
We about to add Chris to this shit.
Sorry, title podcast rollout.
Word. Listen, it did.
You should have just sent the fucking bag, man.
It did kind of hurt when this album came out. I was happy about our decline of not doing that, but damn it.
I know Maul.
I could have had my Rock Nation hat on when the album dropped.
I still have that hat for you.
Nah, I said I have to wear it when I'm
okay,
there's a deal.
Got it.
I can't be that guy. Can't wear different crews hats when I'm not part of the crew.
Yeah,
that's corny.
Be crazy. Well, you went to 4040 on album release night on title, and that was corny. You didn't give a fuck.
I was
Imagine if you would have had that fucking hat Maul already be wearing special custom-made Rockefeller hats, and he think I don't know. I'm gonna get into you, Maul, when you get back here, damn it.
I promise you he has a 444 hat on.
100%. And,
Dad hat.
and jeans. And 444 jeans. He's the only one with him, I bet you. Maul thought because he wasn't here, he wasn't gonna get jokes. Oh, sleepers.
Oh, shit. How'd I
Damn,
get
we
that?
crazy.
I know. Where's the quarter?
Here it is. Here, you take that. Yeah. I'll take this.
All right.
Bam. Mad text.
Stop trying to flex.
It's Sin Rye Guy.
For real.
My phone is over with.
So I was cooking yesterday, and this song came on shuffle. I'm glad we talked about Solange, and I forgot how great it was. It's a sleeper to most, but most people are gonna look at me crazy and say, this is not a sleeper. But this is Solange Tony. This is pre-seat at the table.
And I'm not sure if I'm still respected, and I'm not in a rush to feel rejected. Not by Tony. Tony don't care no more. He doesn't want me there no more. I just wanna know what I did wrong. Damn, this will make a real good song. And I don't have these nights too often. I wish you could take my mind off them. But I really like Tony. And he wasn't just some regular guy.
Oh, it's not a sleeper.
It is.
Oh, if you don't get this the fuck out of here, Rory.
You didn't know this song before Seat at the Table came out.
I didn't know any Solange song
I'm
before
saying.
Seat at the Table, but I've heard this song. That's how I know it's not a sleeper.
It's a
I had to
sleeper.
wait till the bridge came.
No more. It's almost been a week, oh no. My time, it goes so fast, but I still refuse to call his
Wait a
ass.
minute.
I remember the way that I reacted, and today's even more attractive. But I really miss Tony. Well, then Tony called me one day. He said that he just called to say hey, and it wasn't until he called me back that I realized I needed more than that. I'm a lot wiser and a little older. Hey, baby, it was nice to know ya. Goodbye, Tony. Still, he wasn't just some regular guy. Tony's actually the other night. Oh, I could have been in love by now if it wasn't for Tony. Ooh.
Damn, Tony fucks it up.
I could have been in love by now if it wasn't for Tony.
2 Chainz turned the Pink Trap House into a free STD testing center today. It's cool.
2 Chainz is one of the greatest humans
It's a really good idea.
that I've ever met outside of the picture circulating of him and Kanye and L.A. Reid.
Oh, the hey Jay-Z, I'm doing just fine with my new friends
Yeah.
picture.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look
So
at me smiling with my family.
So Rory played Solange.
I'm keeping it with the Knowles and Carters. For this
I am
podcast.
keeping it with them as well.
What are you gonna play? Beyonce, Me, Myself, and I.
Don't insult me.
I remove your roof, nigga, let the sun shine in. 38 ways enough to put 19 in. Really a 36 without the gun, I'm
Can we
bent.
turn this up in here, Pat? It's not loud enough in the headphones.
Ignorant bastard, I'm taking it back to day one. No kids, but trust me, I know how to raise a gun. For niggas that think I spend my days in the sun. Well, here's the shock of your life, the Glock, not the mic. Homie, I'm not in the hype, trust me, I'm still street.
Hey.
You still fucking up, then trust me, I still creep. Yeah, I know the platinum chain be looking real sweet, but reach and I bury niggas 60 feet deep. S. Carter turn rappers into martyrs. Separate fathers from their daughters. Why bother? I'm a crook like you.
Hey.
I took like you.
Hey.
I disobeyed the law throughout the book like you. How dare you look at Jigga like I'm shook like who? I keep the fit with me, nigga. Come and get me. Come and get me.
Yeah, I'm letting this ride. This is Come and Get Me off of Volume 3 for the young niggas that don't know. This is not Future. The young niggas think everybody's fucking Future. I'm letting this rock the whole way out. This was a 6-minute whole song when he didn't do 6-minute songs.
bet y'all niggas is
He got Volume 3 got a couple long songs.
That was the one. Yeah, please.
gangsta shit.
Nah, the fucking Dope Man was a little longer than usual, right?
Gangsta, nigga.
What else? There's Been a Murder was
Yeah, that was the one.
I think a little longer than
from jail
Yes.
and they plotting.
Heard about
the
the-
watch, the Bentley hard top, the Continental T. Got them resenting me. God, I work hard. Please don't envy me. I paid the cost to be the boss, to floss this hard. I can recall a year ago, I almost lost this job. All y'all remember
See?
is the part about me parking the hard.
He almost got
About
dropped.
them days
Volume
I
2.
was walking my dogs, barking at broads, but they never hollered back. And if they did, all they said was where them dollars at. Imagine being skinny, growing up around
Oh, I got another
cats,
old
quiet
shit
assassin,
that I wanna
demeanor
play
of
after
them
this.
college cats.
Oh, now you want to play?
Only because to show his greatness, the Grammy family freestyle, the end of it, everything he said on that, he did.
Now Rory wants the aux chord.
Yeah. We might have to go back and forth with some hoes.
Well, I got news for y'all fools today. Hey, I got shots to get. Come and get me.
What?
Nigga. Y'all won't rob the kid. Come and
Vintage
get me,
hoe.
nigga. I won't rob
Everybody
the
knew he
kid.
was
Come
the
and
nicest
get
nigga
me,
in the world this
I
morning.
work hard for this. Come and get me, nigga. I got shots to get. Come and get me.
This was introspective Hove too. A lot of that was Volume
Come and
3.
get me. I made it so you can say Marcy and it was all good. I ain't cross over.
I brought the suburbs to the hood.
Made them relate to your struggle. Told
The
them
new
about your
album
hustle.
makes me hear all of this different.
Do rags, I made them love you. You know normally them people wouldn't be fucking with you. Till I made them understand why you do what you do. I expected to hear Jay if it wasn't for you.
Me too, ho.
But instead, all I hear is buzzing in your crew. How y'all scheming, trying to get accustomed to my moves. So y'all could take my mouth, stake out my house. But I got pride, I'm a nigga first. I gotta cock back and pull the trigger first. That's how Jigga work. The funny thing, I represent y'all every time I spit a verse, and that's the shit that hurt. But hey, I got my mind right, got my 9 right here. So when y'all feel that the time is right, I got shots to get. Come and get me, nigga. I won't rob the kid. Come and get me, nigga. I won't part with this. Come and
I won't
get
play
me,
the whole
nigga.
song
I
if
work
you do
hard
indeed
for
wanna
this.
play
Come
another
and
joint.
get me, nigga.
Yeah, I do.
I got shots to get. Come and get me.
Well, we get our plugs off and then we can just end with
You got plugs?
again, Highline Ballroom, July 21st, live podcast. We have friend of the show t-shirts, which I am wearing now for the YouTube viewers. Available at joebudden.com for the t-shirts, highlineballroom.com for the tickets. Henny Palooza, we're in Detroit on Saturday. You guys have been asking for that for quite some time. We are doing it for the first time. I hope to see everyone there. I will have Royce there for protection.
Smart.
I don't know if Roy's going to be there. I'm just saying that.
Yeah, but still Royce's name is protection.
Oh, yeah. First person I texted.
Trust me, I know.
Once we lock the deal in.
Thanks, Royce. All right, so we'll let Rory end on this monumental note with a monumental album, a very important album, an album that I'm proud to see my kid listen to and enjoy as well. Hopefully some of that shit can be applied and we can all be mature for longer than 2 weeks.
No. Future record gonna come out.
Yeah. Niggas will be back to holding money up.
I've been crushing the buildings as a socks.
You gonna end with some bootleg
I
shit?
might buy catch.
This is the real one.
I might
real
not
one.
stop. Place cap. 76 floors. You can call me the doc. Hey, remember the doc place 76? Dr. J. So I got the 76th floor in the joint. So I like 76 floors. You can call. Whatever.
Wait a minute!
I-97 Jay-Z. You know
Say
what
when.
it is.
Say when. Inspired by Bosky, I'm a chariots of fire. Everybody took shots, hit my body up, I'm tired. Build me up, break me down, to build me up again. They like, Hov, we need you back, so we kill your ass again. Hov got flow, though he's no big in Pac, but he's close. I'm posted when they got me fighting ghosts.
Fighting ghosts. Man. This nigga's different, man.
Same shit they night you, they gon' good night you with. That's only half if they like you. They ain't even the half what they might do. Don't believe me, ask Michael. See Martin, see Malcolm. You see Biggie, see Pac, see success in its outcome. See Jesus, see Judas. See Caesar, see Brutus. See success is like suicide. Suicide is a suicide. If you succeed, prepare to be crucified. Media medals, niggas sue you, you settle. Every step you take, they remind you ghetto. So it's tough being Bobby Brown. To be Bobby then, you gotta be Bobby now. Now the question is to have had and lost better than not having a man. Turn that up. Turn up for me.
Hot 97, you heard? You know what it is? Funk Flex JC.
Yeah. Everybody wanna be the king. The shots ring. You laying in the balcony with holes in your dream, or you Malcolm X'd out, get distracted by screams. Everybody get channel my jeans. Everybody look at you strange, say you change. Like you work that hard to stay the same. Game stayed the same, the name changes, so it's best for those to not overdose on being famous. Most kings get driven so insane that they try to hit the same vein that Kurt Cobain did. No dangerous, so shameless, divided to the inner sanctum of your chambers. Low chambers, the enemies approach.
Nigga make me want rap.
Drowning in the
This verse here,
Hold on.
predicted every last thing he said.
Everybody screaming they want the old ho, but the new improved ho hit like Alvin Pujols. Everybody wanna hear me talk that money like Phil Rizzuto, but my mind is on Pluto. Bills that I do for, I now invest on, trying to find some loopholes in the IRS. It's where I used to have a few hoes. I am just concentrating on making a new hoe through sex. I've awakened just in trying to school those, boot those, trying to follow in my shoes with juice bros. Better adhere to this text where you go. Broke, spending more than you've accrued on silly baguettes. I know silly baguettes, silly, you're learning your own. At least my conscience is clear, I'm no longer steering you wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with baguettes after you get a home. Take care of your home. You can go back and I'm getting courted by the bosses, the Eggers and Doug Morses, Jimmy Eyes and Lee Orses. Gotta be more than the courses. They respect
Jimmy, what
me
up?
mine now.
Leo, what
Matter
up?
of time now. Operation take over corporate, make over offices, then take over all of it.
Different
Please make
meaning
it
to this
worth
verse
being
now.
recorded. The service testimony that I saw it all before it came to fruition, sort of a premonition. Uncontrollable hustler's ambition, alias superstition, like Stevie. The writing's on the wall like my lady, right, baby?
Like
But y'all
Stevie.
thought I was crazy, maybe like a fox and cagey. The more successful, the more stressful, the more and more I transform the golden gecko. In the race to $1 billion, got my face to the ceiling, got my knees on the floor. Please, Lord, forgive him. Has he lost his religion? His degree gon' get him. He's having heaven on earth. Will his wings still fit him? I got the Forbes on my living room floor, and I'm so dope to the motherfucker. I want more. Times most influential was impressive, especially since I wasn't in the artist section. Had me with the builders and the titans, had me right with Rudy Murdoch. Billionaire boys and some dudes you never heard of. Word up on Madison Ave, I'm a cash cow. Word down on Wall Street, homie, you get the cash out. IPO hove, no need for reverse merger. The boy money talk, no need to converge further. The baby blue mad back like I own Gerber. Ballroom, I'm lifting your skirt up. The corporate take.
Remember when Hove tried to introduce a color?
What, Jay-Z Blue?
Yeah, it was a hard ass blue. I don't know why it ain't stick when he did that deal with GMC.
Who knows?
And it was the one of one that came out. It was a hard color. Happy Hove podcast, man. In the great words of the greatest, I've been to Paris twice. I've seen the Eiffel. Indeed, you have.